Gurley. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So many questions about Todd Gurley in the offseason. How good is the knee? I mean, remember, he had a heavy workload the last couple years, nearly 4,000 yards from scrimmage, 40 total touchdowns, but just 4 carries in the NFC Championship game, 10 in the Super Bowl. So we'll see what kind of usage he gets this season. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee, and it's second down. Now, Goff will hand this one to Gurley, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throwing on third, Goff. Big loss here as he's taken down. Credit the sack to the always disruptive Olivier Vernon.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt. Leads to a return of 5. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Mike. 180. Mike, 5-4. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When we talk about Aqib Talib, technique is not the word that comes to mind, but don't worry about that. This guy anticipates as well as anyone in the league, and he did just that, picking off another pass.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Here's Gurley. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well. And
you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. The first down run with Gurley, good for only about 3. It's 2nd down now. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the air now with Goff. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. To throw is Goff. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
On 2nd down, Mayfield again. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
When offenses dial up big shots downfield, they're not always for the guys out wide. Sometimes they want to go to their big target, deep downfield, and the defense breathes a sigh of relief. 50-50 balls, not easy to get away from the big targets.
And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. We're scoreless after 1. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. From the 41, Mayfield. He's going to look for Beckham in the end. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
Man, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now it's Gurley. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
20. 57. Let's go, D.
Out of the gun. Gone. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now Landry. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mayfield. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He's going to look deep now. And that's going to be intercepted. Taken by the Pro Bowler, Eric Weddle. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. After the interception, here's Goff. He'll fire one end zone for Cooks. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. His first half struggles continue. He has yet to complete a pass. Hard to believe.
It is, because I don't see anything wrong with him physically. Maybe he's a little amped up to begin with. Would have thought he would have settled down by now. I think someone's got to get in his ear, got to be a psychologist a little bit, and get him back on track.
And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Zuerlein, of course, last year had likely the iconic field goal of the season, booting that 57-yarder in the Superdome to send his squad to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you really hurt the Saints fans on that one, didn't you?
Sorry.
They didn't want to hear that at all. But this guy deserves his nicknames. Greg the Leg, Legatron, because the ball goes through the post at a heavy rate, 87% in 2018.
Chubb with a carry on 1st down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's 2nd down. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Check forward. Shift. Watch the shot. Run.
On 2nd down now. It's Hunt. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Samson Abukum. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Mayfield now. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. Gets around him. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 36 yards on the play. Here's Goff. And that one's complete to Gurley. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it second down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Gurley. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Christian Kirksey. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The Browns drive about to get started. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
A first down throw for Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjusts. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Terrence Mitchell. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Set, 180. 51 to Mike. All right, T, let's try. All right, T.
A toss play to Chubb. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On second and 12, Mayfield nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack. Well, it was second and long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a third and long now after the sack. Escaping the pressure right. He wants it all for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Well, this is a guy who is already among an elite group of kickers that have hit from 60-plus in an NFL game, but that's a tough ask to try and get him to produce another one here.
You're exactly right. It's a elite group for a reason, isn't it? No small feat for him to hit it from that distance. This one doesn't go through. I always marvel at those guys because it's the same approach every time, the same smoothness when they swing their leg. Doesn't look like they're putting anything extra even when they're kicking it for 60-plus.
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Rams are able to draw a bit closer. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other.
There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Gurley. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. The stop was made by Jannard Avery. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They run. It's Gurley. And unable to get downhill there, so he'll take this up to about the 37. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Johnny Hecker now. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
180. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
They'll run on first down. Hunt. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll run again with Hunt. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
180.
Mayfield on play action. He finds Beckham complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Rams' 31.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, fourth quarter. Goff will lead the Rams up here, 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 13, first down Rams. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Goff off the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. He gets it to Cooks. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Goff. He goes full extension, and he's got it. They had 2 straight first downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1. Cook's now in his 2nd season with the Rams. He's had 4 straight years over 1,000 yards. He had 2 with the Saints, 1 with New England, and then he went over 1,000 again last year with the Rams. 80 catches, 1,204 yards. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
The Rams on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Goff now to throw. And got a man. It's Woods. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Goff hitting Woods for a Rams first. Goff now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. A pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Goff now looks to throw. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Goff in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well-coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
It's now 4th down.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And it's caught. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Todd Gurley with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
He's not going to get me.
From the gun, here's Goff. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Browns drive about to get started, and a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. Odell Beckham Jr. and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 75 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. To throw, Mayfield. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give him a lot of confidence to help turn things around. Now Goff. That's to his running back, complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Good. 180. Here we go, D. All day. Defense, all day. All day.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22. They'll come out in the pistol. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for Cleveland, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.